Hello, everybody. I'm tired of trying to figure out how to get this live stream from my computer. So, I'm gonna just do it this way. I've been sitting here for like an hour, fidgeting with it. It's starting to get on my nerves. So we gonna try something else. How about that? So if you haven't already, go check out the video I just did on Angelo Clary. I'm gonna play a little bit of it while I wait and see who gonna pop in. I don't want to be in too much of a rush to put out any videos because, again, it's not about views or anything like that. For me, it's about pumping out the truth. So, a lot of the times I may obsess about finding too many details. So, just keep watching because I'm gonna keep pumping out the truth. So, let's talk about Angelo Clary today. Angelo Clary was featured in Surviving R. Kelly, and he's speaking out as a parent, so concerned about the well-being of children, right? Well, I just want to shed light on a few things as to why Azriel may not want to go home. People keep asking, why don't Azriel want to go home? Maybe the fact that her father is a career criminal may be a factor. And the fact that everybody involved in this bullshit lynch mob are criminals and conspirators. And she don't want no parts of that. So let's just check out Angelo Clary's background. Since everybody want to spotlight R. Kelly's background, let's talk about the people speaking out against him, starting with Angelo Clary. You can find him on Facebook and every other social media account. But notice, 114 charges. 114 charges. He just filed bankruptcy last year. He's filed bankruptcy 3 times total. So people ask, why would he be joining this lynch mob? Why would he be on this crusade to hang R. Kelly? It's not about R. Kelly. It's about getting the notoriety. Pay attention. They're being used to push the agenda. And R. Kelly is the sacrifice. And if people continue to stand by idle and watch this bullshit, just know the character of these people you are listening to. They say they from Baltimore, but majority of the things you can find on him is in Florida. But let's go back to the criminal, because it's pretty long. Possession, gun charges, conspiracy, minor traffic offenses, gun, manufactured. Like, at first when he tried to explain his criminal background when somebody else exposed him, all he wanted to talk about was the drug things. Well, seemed like to me you got quite a lot more on your background. So when you talk about R. Kelly being such a terrible person, look in the mirror, Angelo Clary. Because your rap sheet speaks volumes. scrolling. Keep scrolling. And I find it odd that you could sit here and search people online and get their whole background, all their information. Y'all don't think that's odd? Comment below. You can pay $1 and get all this information on people. But anyways, Clary gets to speaking out, calling out all these liars, which we all know. So the real survivor is R. Kelly. Period. I stand with R. Kelly because all these people are lying and plotting against him. Having your personal opinions of him is one thing, but trying to convict this and charge him criminally is absurd. And at what point do you have to stop and realize that at some point it could affect you? It could affect your son. It could affect your uncle. I find it odd. A lot of people are in such an outrage about this particular topic of pedophilia, but they have people in their family who they stand by and watch do the same things they think R. Kelly does. They have grandfathers and uncles and cousins who have molested their family members and they said nothing. Meanwhile, they expect people like me to feel like they really care about this hidden agenda they have in slandering R. Kelly. Now, I've said this before. The surviving R. Kelly was propaganda. And it was designed to do just what it did. And the prosecutor getting on her campaign to solicit victims right after that says a lot. So, for the people who were celebrating, there was a victim for them. That just show how slow and simple-minded they are, because they absolutely know nothing about the law. Because so many things have been corrupt in this case. But I just learned something new. Because at first I was saying this case is going to be dismissed. But I feel like we should look for an acquittal, period. Not dismiss. Because if they dismiss it, they can keep doing this same thing. So I've been doing quite a lot of searching. And again, a lot of the things with Azriel just give you red flags. This picture alone sent red flags. I ain't even gonna get onto my conspiracies at this particular time because as of right now, we're pushing this little girl to be a star. And maybe at some point she wanted to be a star. But like I said in a previous video, that doesn't mean that she can't lose interest in that. So when she got on Gayle King and explained herself that she doesn't want to be a singer, maybe that's her position as of right now. So people reposting that saying she has Stockholm Syndrome is some bullshit. Like I said, at one point, I was doing the modeling industry. That I'm doing other things now. I'm more interested on the business now. So does that mean somebody manipulated my mind? It just means people grow up. Stop believing everything people tell you. So I feel like these parents pushed this on her. They set her up to meet this man. And as far as I know, according to what she said, they tried to put her in a position to get evidence against him because we see that this man is a career criminal. So who's to say he didn't have her go in with the intent to get these pictures and videos with him to blackmail him. Either way it go, plan went left, she stayed, and now they mad. So at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about the Clarys. How many interviews they do, they are not fighting for justice. They don't give a shit about no other people's kids. This man is on some bullshit. So we just cracking into that today. So let's go through some of this. She had a fan page. Clearly, she was looking for studio time. Her dad pushing her up with all these different people. Hold on, let's go back. On this post in 2012, now keep in mind, she had not met R. Kelly till 2015, but in this post that she made, she said she woke up this morning and realized that I had wasted a year of my singing career by getting caught up with these boys. Now I'm not mad at them, I'm mad at myself because I allowed my social networking life to consume my time and deprive me from my career. Now, if everybody that I claims to be my friend and I have well over 1,000 and so on and so on, I didn't read all that. But the point and what I got from it was she been getting distracted from her so-called career as a musician chasing boys. So, with that being said, she has a pattern of that. So why would R. Kelly be any different if she wants to be a singer and she wants to line herself up with someone she feels can make her famous? Now, what goes on in their private life is between them. I don't give a fuck. But they not finna keep pushing this hidden agenda that he's a pedophile when he's not. He meets these girls when they're of age. If they lie about their age and get with him, that's a whole different story. And we're going to talk about Geronda another time, period. You can see he was really pushing her. Let's go back. So, according to the Lifetime documentary, Clary introduced his daughter to R. Kelly in 2015, as I said, at his concert that Angelo and his wife attended. So, him and his wife wanted to go to a concert. They took their daughter because she was suicidal. Okay? Pay attention to the story, the real story. She's suicidal. That's the only reason why they took her to R. Kelly concert. And the fact that she actually met R. Kelly, that was the golden ticket for them. They've been pushing her to be a singer. She can actually sing. They thought this was going to be it. When it didn't happen the way they wanted it to happen, that's when they had a problem. Following that, she had a meeting with R. Kelly in a hotel room that her parents dragged her out of before she eventually disappeared with the singer. Now notice they didn't tell how she ended up in that meeting in this article, but they tried to explain it in the docuseries by saying she snuck and did this. They didn't know anything about it, which again, I feel like it's them trying to cover their ass. So they say they dragged her out of before she eventually disappeared with the singer. Angelo and his wife were then seen throwing rocks at the windows of R. Kelly's studio in an attempt to save her. Well, now what type of crazy shit is that in an attempt to save her? So you throwing rocks outside of a studio instead of calling the damn police because you feel like something's wrong? Like, make it make sense. Why are you gonna be outside throwing rocks at a window? There's more to the story that was seen on the docuseries. The dad told Quicksilver that his daughter was suicidal just before attending the R. Kelly concert. So he and his wife took her to the show because a doctor encouraged them to. That's a lie. They took her to the show because they just wanted to take her, and they wanted to go, and she ended up going with them. The doctor told the parents that Azriel exploring her musical career is beneficial to her health, so the parents believed the show would be fine. Well, if you back up in this video, you will clearly see they've been pushing this little girl since she was real small to be a singer. So again, that's a lie. They've been pushing her to explore her musical career. They saw R. Kelly as the golden ticket, and that's what happened. He also added that earlier that week, Azriel took pills to harm herself, so they didn't want her to be alone. So why didn't you go take her to the hospital or something where she could be supervised by real professionals than to be taking her to see R. Kelly? Make it make sense. I'm lost. Oh, when he linked up with this jackass, we already know this case was gonna go left. Because we see where he at now, and that's a whole nother video. Somebody exposed the fact that R. Kelly is a registered sex offender himself. So this is what irritated me about when the other blogger lady, who I ain't gonna say her name, get to talking what she don't know, talking about he got a sexual assault charge frisking an officer. Now, that should have sounded retarded as shit coming out of her mouth. You ain't gonna get no 3 counts of no sexual assault frisking nobody. That don't make no damn sense. But I'm not here to go in depth about that case. I'm just here to point out the fact that, again, look at the people pointing the fingers because they ain't straight. And then they come out with this bullshit ass piece of paper that they could have wrote at any time talking about supposed to be proof that R. Kelly knew she was underage when she wasn't underage. She was 17, which is legal consent age, but nonetheless, does this look like a damn contract? Alright, so this is supposed to be a letter in which the Clarys claim they wrote to whoever was supposed to be keeping Azriel while she was supposed to be with R. Kelly, and this was Valerie. Is it Dayton? That's what it looks like. So this was signed 9/2015. We, the parents of Azriel Clary, give consent for Azriel to stay with Valerie Denise Dayton until December 30th, 2015, in which she will be under her care during the stated time. Alice, I can't read that. So, my thing is, number one, it's still attached to a note binder, so who did y'all get this to? Y'all didn't have any official notary statements? Like, what the hell? This is, anybody could have wrote this. Like, this is y'all proof. Like, this is what I'm showing y'all people. This is the type of proof these people are coming in here with. And this is supposed to be guaranteed to get it come out. This wouldn't be in the public forefront. Like he stated, he's trying to pay to get his daughter back and all this extra stuff. Like, at the end of the day, she's an adult. If you don't want to come home, like, what are you doing? It don't make any sense at all. What are you fighting so hard for? This is an adult. You see this man in an interview that can't even conduct himself properly, and you want us, the general public, to believe that he's brainwashing other individuals? So, the first clip I want to show you is Tasha K, because I really didn't want to show her at first. Like, I used to watch Tasha K. Who did your parents any sense at all? Clearly, I had to go back as usual and take out Tasha K video, but y'all can go look it up and find out the bullshit she had to say in regards to Azriel Clary and her parents. But we trust with the play her quickly or. So these are just the screenshots of people who are saying the parents been knowing, and people were trying to tell them the type of things that Azriel was doing while with R. Kelly. While they thinking she exploring her musical career, she actually out here wilding. So that's basically what I get out of these screenshots. So they've been knowing. And the fact that somebody came out with that last post, that was kind of crazy, trying to say Azriel posted it. On R. Kelly, if that's the case. If she did, again, maybe she was sent in there to try to trap this man. Because at the end of the day, this all is suspect to me. But I say again, she's no victim, she's not being abused, and she has the free will to leave. This is information that's public knowledge, already been out, proven. They were in contact with R. Kelly, and he was booking flights for them to see their daughter, contrary to what they want the public to believe. According to Azriel, she said her parents told her to tell R. Kelly she was 18, but she was 17. Nonetheless, 17 is still consent. According to this source, when Azriel went to the hotel, she was ID'd and the security let her in. So it seemed like to me, they taking their frustrations out on the wrong people. The parents, you brought her to him. The security guards, they let her in. If y'all feel like this Valerie person is sex trafficking, that's who you need to be talking about. Like, at the end of the day, it tells you a lot that they bringing charges on R. Kelly and not the real people who are allegedly breaking the laws. If you haven't seen these screenshots, you can go on official Mute R. Kelly and get the breakdown. But it's just proof that the Clarys have always known that they could go get their daughter if she wanted to leave, but she don't. According to them, hold on, let's go back to the graduation. That was another thing. R. Kelly was at the graduation, and you can clearly see it. And now the Clarys blasting everybody else. Blast yourself, because you lying too. There we go. At the graduation. I don't see no pictures of the Clarys, but I see R. Kelly. Here go where they're trying to brainwash you and tell you R. Kelly doing the brainwash by introducing this Stockholm Syndrome bullshit. At the end of the day, if people are that fucking gullible and they gonna let somebody trick them into doing some stupid shit and then play victim later, it's their fucking fault. But that's not the case here. Clearly, the women in R. Kelly's camp want to be there. And if they wanted to leave, they could do just like all the other women did. All the little con artists together. According to that article, Angelo Clary, again, with his sex abuse charges, nobody's speaking on. So at the end of the day, this video was just to point out, Angelo Clary, the Clarys, are not credible. And if y'all want to keep believing the narrative that they spin, y'all are just as gullible as the rest of the people who watched Surviving R. Kelly and believed it was the truth. Have a great day. So y'all have to excuse this camera again. I wasn't planning on using this phone. Spice Topics. As usual, I always have technical difficulties, but what are y'all thoughts, considering you see a little bit of the whole truth, unlike what Surviving R. Kelly gave you? So shout out to Miller's. Hold on, let me turn it off. All right. I just wanted to be able to see these comments. Is Tyree still friends with R. Kelly? I don't know. He shouldn't be. Because the nigga be flip-flopping just like everybody else. What's up, Darlene? How you doing? Miller's Perspective. How you doing? And that dude, 2000, yes, it only costs $1 to find information. And that's the type of shit that I be talking about. People be so distracted with bullshit, you be failing to realize that it's some underhanded shit going on out here. Like, it is crazy as fuck to me knowing that people can look you up, knowing just a little bit of information about you, and be able to pull up on your house, your job, pull up on your relatives, pull up on everybody you know. What if they wanted to target your whole family? They can get their information for $1 fucking dollar. And this is a fact. So that's just something to be aware of. Oh,
Okay, there we go. Now I can see it. Y'all don't have to excuse me. This is new to me. Again, my only purpose in doing this is just to give people the whole story so that you're not just looking at one side and condemning a man. Drop those I stand with R. Kelly, because I know they be watching. The haters be watching. The media wants you to think that everybody hate R. Kelly, but that ain't the truth. Only stupid people hate R. Kelly. Period. Alright, Kingfish. And I noticed another few sets of comments earlier. With all them gun charges Angelo Clary got on his record. I'm like Dana, things to make you go, Suspect as fuck to me, because I don't know too many people get that many fucking chances. The man got 114 charges. What the fuck? And they talking about R. Kelly. R. Kelly's the monster. R. Kelly don't have no criminal background other than this bullshit. Okay? It should have been named Surviving Extortionist, because that's all you see right in front of your face. Regardless of what the media want to tell you, they gonna flip the narrative every chance they get. And I'm just ready for this shit to be over with so that I don't have to keep making common sense videos for some people that are just stuck on stupid. Like, the fact that they did an award ceremony awarding these women, what the fuck for? Awarding them. You look at their profiles and shit, all you see is
Nissa,
blogger.
I didn't want this.
Okay. Okay, another point. There was a thing with the surviving R. Kelly in mixing the so-called survivors and the accusers. They wanted to put a couple of, actually only one of the accusers who is a real person in the case. But other than that, none of these other people have anything to do with his criminal. So even the fact that they keep talking about Joycelyn and Azriel, they can't say shit because these girls was of legal consent age. So at the end of the day, you can't charge this man with nothing. He has broken no laws. So what in the fuck? Women are not being held against their will. So for them to keep going back and forth and people not pay attention to the fact that when they ask these women, how did you leave? And all they say is, I had to tell him, or I had to say this, and that was it. Like, at the end of the day, if you being held against your will, as they trying to say, motherfucker, you can't tell nobody shit. I done read plenty of stories where motherfuckers jumping out of windows, killing people. Like, it's really going down for real victims. So at the end of the day, you ain't finna convince me that you being held against your will and all you got to do is say, I need to go get some shoes. And you could go. I need to go get some clothes. And I could go. According to Lisa Van Allen, I mentioned going home one time and he offered to pay me what I would be missing work, and you never mentioned it again. So again, you was like, bet, I ain't gotta work no more. So how the fuck are you a victim? That shit don't make sense. Angela Gibson commented, as I continued, now sharing Sharon Wimbush is not for him. She wants everybody to be quiet. If you notice, she never showed her face. I mean, people can look at it like that. That might be one reason I started to show my face, so you can realize I really don't give a fuck about people seeing my face. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand on what I believe. So as far as her though, she doing the most. I don't really know what her angle is, who done pissed her off. But at the end of the day, she came out saying she was for R. Kelly. So anybody that's for R. Kelly is not finna bash the next person. Like if you have any ill thoughts about anybody that is speaking out for R. Kelly, it's not necessary for you to get on your platform and so-called expose them. You see how that's turning out for these so-called accusers who can't stick together, therefore all their lives are falling the fuck apart. So if people who are truth seekers really want to know the truth, you can't keep focusing on the people who are just in this for the bullshit. Like at the end of the day, don't follow her. Don't follow anybody you feel like is giving you janky information, because you could look for that information yourself if you really want to know. And 411 says, sis, remember what we were saying the other day? Well, I think it goes as deep as the big YouTubers pushing all this mess. They all getting paid. I feel like that's very well true. Like at the end of the day, if you notice with all the YouTubers, they start off on the up and up. And then at some point they shift off and get with the program. That goes for celebrities. That goes for anybody that is trying to get into the mainstream. So I just keep that in mind when I look at these big platforms. What is their hidden agenda and the message they're pushing? Because at the end of the day, like me and you talked about before, I just find it suspect in a motherfucker how people keep using R. Kelly's image and his music for their benefit. Meanwhile, he can't make a dime off that shit, allegedly. I read for a fact that he was signed to do 2 more albums with Sony. So the fact that they allegedly dropped him, that don't negate the fact that they still owe him for 2 albums. So the fact that they keep pushing this R. Kelly broke shit, that shit ain't flying with me either. But I ain't gonna get too far off into R. Kelly's possible involvement in this as of right now, because my biggest focus is this corruption in this criminal case. Because let's say, hypothetically speaking, he is a puppet and he's very well aware of everything that's going on. At the end of the day, the message is still the same. And the fact that there's obvious corruption in this justice system and it's not for us. So just keep that in mind. I personally plan to reserve my thoughts on that note until after the trial. Exactly, Kingfish. A felon caught with drugs and a gun is a mandatory 20 to 30 years. And it's just crazy he walking around. So everybody from where I'm from, we all know that y'all could call them moles Y'all could call them rats. Y'all could call them snitches. Y'all could call them informants. Y'all could call them whatever you want to call them. But it's people out here put in positions to play us for fucking fools. And all I'm saying is just peep game. I saw a story about Drea Kelly facing possible charges, and if you want my opinion on that, I feel like that's just another blogger reaching for clicks and giving their opinion possibly. I ain't really click on it because at the end of the day, you know what? I think it was Toxic Diamond, but at the end of the day, we ain't gonna know that until she is charged. We all can feel like she played a role just like all the other people played their roles. Why aren't they being charged? I mean, if y'all really want to charge this man, there's a lot of people that could be charged, including Drea Kelly, including Lisa Van Allen, these parents, all these people that want to be victims. And that was my biggest issue with surviving R. Kelly. It was so one-sided. If at any point in time after they did they 6-part bullshit, they had come back and gave his version of the events or gave any hint of the truth in the impact of discovery or what they found out after the fact, I could understand it. But that ain't what we got. All we got was the agenda they was going for. And for people to still be mimicking all the shit that was said on that docuseries like it was the truth, it just blows my mind. Exactly. Like the dude from Seventh Heaven, I don't even remember his name, but like I said, pedophilia has been an issue in Hollywood for a long fucking time. And it has always blown my mind that these parents continuously throw their kids off because they want them to be stars. Because you're not finna convince me that a child just came out the womb and said, I want to be a celebrity. Like, it's, you pushing your kids to this. And it's cool to be a supportive parent if your child comes to you and say they want to do that or do that. But like even for me, my mama wasn't going for that. When I wanted to model, I had to wait till I was fucking 18 before I could do any fucking thing in there. She wasn't finna go take me to do a motherfucking thing because she feel like I probably felt. Oh, my phone's shutting down. She feel like I probably feel like right now you shouldn't push your kids into that because of all the fucked up shit going down at the end of the day. And the people over here pointing the fingers, point the fingers at yourself. You shouldn't take your kids to no stranger trying to say, hey, make my kid famous. Lead them by themselves and be like, oh, I didn't know they could. Fuck all that. Don't do it. That's stupid. Thank you, Ruthie in the house. Oh shit, my phone finna die. But I enjoyed taking this moment to enlighten some of y'all. I'm gonna go back and check out the comments that I missed because most of this time I couldn't see them. Again, I apologize. I'm still trying to figure out how to get this live shit going. Excuse me. I'm gonna also work on my language. If you hadn't noticed, I got a real potty mouth. I'm gonna work on that, but I'm one of those people, I get passionate about things, so my mouth gets a little reckless. Please be advised. I'm sorry. Apologize in advance. Let me go ahead and get ready to get off here. Again, I'm gonna go back through these comments, see what was going on. Hope y'all looked at the screen slides. If y'all have anything to add, let me know. I will be happy to include that in any future videos. Stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. We got to get this movement. Justice for R. Kelly, vindicate R. Kelly. This a new one. I want to see it everywhere. Leave R. Kelly alone. The fuck? Leave R. Kelly alone. He ain't did nothing to these women that they didn't want. Period.